Hello everybody, hopefully you're doing well. We'll start up with our new lesson, chapter 7, lesson 3, reproduction and development. As we've talked about the endocrine system in the previous lessons, which work with other organ systems to help maintain the body keeping homeostasis, the endocrine system also has another important function, and that is to ensure that humans can reproduce. Some of the organs of the endocrine system produces hormones that help humans reproduce. Reproduction is the process by which new organisms are produced. So reproduction is very important, and it's very essential to the contribution of life on Earth. So in this lesson we're going to talk about the reproduction system and the function, the developments. A male and a female each have special organs for reproduction. Organs in the male are different from the female. Human reproductive cells are called gametes, and they are made by the male and female reproductive systems. Male gametes are called the sperms, and the female are called ova or eggs. Now, the first step in the reproduction is the fertilization. As you can see here in the picture, that the sperm is joining an egg in a reproductive process called fertilization. And you know that the cell that forms when a sperm cell fertilizes an egg cell is called a zygote. Zygote is basically the first cell of a new human. It contains genetic information from both the sperm and the ovum or the egg. The zygote will grow and develop into it will develop in the female's reproductive system. So we will talk more about the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. First we'll talk about the male reproductive system, which is shown over here. Now it produces sperm and delivers it to the female reproductive system. Sperms are produced in the testes. Sperms develop inside the testes and then are stored in tubes called the sperm ducts. Sperm matures in these sperm ducts. Now the testes also produce a hormone called the testosterone. This helps sperm change from round cells to long slender cells that can actually swim. Once the sperm are fully developed, they can travel to the penis, which is a tube-like structure that delivers the sperm to the female reproductive system. Sperms are transported in a fluid called the semen. Semen contains millions of sperm and nutrients that provide the sperm with the energy. Now we come to the female reproductive system, which contains of two ovaries, as you can see over here. Egg grows and matures in these ovaries. The two hormones made by ovaries, the estrogen and the progesterone, they help eggs mature. Once mature eggs, they are released from the ovaries and enter the fallopian tubes. The fallopian tubes connect the ovaries to the uterus. So if sperms are also present in the fallopian tube, fertilization can occur and the egg enters the fallopian tube. Sperms can enter the female reproductive system through the vagina, which is a tube-shaped organ that leads to the uterus. A fertilized egg or zygote can move through the fallopian tube and attach inside the uterus. Now sometimes the sperm is not, let's say it's not, there are no sperm in the fallopian tube, the egg will not be fertilized. However, it will still travel through the fallopian tube and uterus and then break down. There's also something important in the female reproductive system is the menstrual cycle. The endocrine system controls egg maturation and release a thickening of the lining of the uterus in a process called the menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle takes about 28 days and has 3 parts. During the first part of the cycle, egg grows and matures, and the thickened lining of the uterus leaves the body. In the second part, the cycle of this cycle, mature eggs are released from the ovaries and the lining of the uterus thickens. So So in the third part, the last part of this cycle, the unfertilized eggs and the thickened lining breaks down. The lining leaves the body, and in the first part of the next cycle. After the zygote, humans, as the cell goes on, the human development has many stages. We have read that when a sperm fertilizes an egg, zygote forms, and then the zygote develops into an embryo, and then the embryo is a ball-shaped structure that attaches inside the uterus and continues to grow. So the embryo develops into a fetus, the last stage before the birth. It takes about 38 weeks for a fertilized egg to fully develop. This development period is called pregnancy. During this period, the organ system of the fetus will develop and the fetus will get larger. Pregnancy ends with birth. During birth, the endocrine system releases hormones that help the uterus push the fetus through the vagina and out of the body. So the first life stage after birth is infancy, and the first 2 years of life. Also during this stage, the muscular and nervous system develop and the infant begins to walk. As you can see here, different growth and development continues in childhood, which is about from 2 years to about 12 years of age. Bones in the skeletal system grow longer and stronger, and the lymphatic system also continues to mature. Now adolescence follows childhood. Adolescence is the growth of the skeletal and muscular system continues during adolescence. Organs such as the lung and kidneys get larger as the endocrine system develops. The male and the female reproductive systems mature. The period of time during which the reproductive system mature is called the puberty. So after adolescence is the adulthood. So during adulthood, the humans continues to change. In later adulthood, hair turns gray, wrinkles might form in the skin, and bones become weaker in a process called aging. So aging is a slow process that can last for decades. Thank you for watching. This is the end of the lesson. It's a short lesson and but very important for you to understand. Please solve the lesson review and the workbook related pages, and please feel free to ask any question.